to What's Growing at CMC, the weekly segment where I, Daniel,
and I, Talasha, tell you about some of what God is doing here at College Mennonite Church.
We have another worship space to share with you.
You will see Jeff Landis and Liz Gundon's Sunday set up at the end of this segment.
Laura Green reports that she is making progress in her recovery.
She has gotten to go to work a couple of times, and she says it feels really good to be back.
We have some pictures of Laura with her class, and even one of her with a special student that you may recognize.
The Green family is grateful for the support of this church family through all the aftermath of their accident.
We have been made aware of at least 4 couples in our congregation who are celebrating their 40th anniversaries this year.
Dave Whitmer, Doug Venderly, and Eric Zare all lived together in their young adulthood. And in 1981, they all got married here at CMC to Rose and Jane and Louisa.
The same year, Galen Miller and Sue Neeb were married in Michigan.
Now, between those 4 couples, they collectively have 10 children and 16 grandchildren.
So here's to their committed work at these relationships for over 160 years.
Soon, you will get to see if you can recognize all of them in their wedding photos.
Usually, this weekend would be full of MLK events.
Without the usual celebrations and activities, how are you commemorating the holiday?
Send us your pictures, and we will share your stories.
The COVID Fund was forefront in many of our minds over the spring and summer.
It was one of the ways that we did a quick pivot when the pandemic hit.
You gave generously, and together we were able to do a lot of good.
Madeline has given us a list of all the needs that the fund has helped meet.
Rent and mortgage bills,
Utility bills,
internet access,
groceries,
medical bills,
car payments,
auto insurance payments,
prescriptions,
school supplies,
and those family activity packs that Pamela put together that we all enjoyed.
As needs arise, the pastoral team has worked to discern whether something has an underlying issue of the pandemic. And if it does, we consider using this fund to meet that need.
Thank you for taking your part and doing your part and being generous. And thank you for your continued generosity.
If you don't have a felt need for the stimulus check that is coming your way, consider giving it to the COVID Fund.
Many of the people who need that money most won't be receiving it directly.
And those who do receive it, who need it, may find that the amount is just a small drop in the bucket of financial need.
Rebecca Summers is the new president of CMC's Mennonite Women.
Mennonite Women is actually a national organization of the broader Mennonite Church.
It has a fascinating history that includes stories of women finding creative ways to be allowed to gather and study the Bible without having to be taught by men.
Today, it's a way for women to gather, support each other, and use their gifts to bring relief and comfort and joy to others.
Of course, this year hasn't included gatherings in person, but the ministry continues.
So see your church email for a list of what all these inspiring women have been up to.
Guess what? Another church holiday is on its way. Lent is coming up in a month.
The Discipling Commission is creating Lent at Home boxes, which will contain some supplies to go with the rituals that are suggested in MCUSA's Lent at Home guide.
Like the resource itself, the boxes are intended for people of all ages.
If your household includes people in grade 12 and younger, you will automatically receive a box.
If you don't have household members in that age group, but would like to receive a box, instructions for signing up for one will be on Tuesday's church email.
Like the Advent at Home resource, this one will follow our worship series, and this is the story, so you can have a very cohesive Lent experience.
If you haven't already, please remember to mark your calendars for January 24, 1 week from today.
At 7 o'clock that evening, you can type in the link below.
Or just click on it. Well, not literally this one, but you know what I mean. The one that's in your email, and use that link to
join together for an evening of music with John McCutcheon.
John's a folk musician who has mastered many, many different instruments.
And he's a prolific songwriter whose music tends to speak to contemporary times.
And all of that will be on display at the concert.
He also cares deeply about social justice and is excited to partner with us for this fundraiser.
Remember the art sale that we had back in August?
You contributed art so generously, and you gave so generously, and we raised over $2,000 for the Immigration Legal Assistance Fund.
But because the needs that this fund addresses are so expensive, that $2,000 was quickly depleted.
So in addition to giving us a great night of music, we hope that this concert can help raise awareness in the community and really build up this fund so that we can help many, many more people.
So please spread the word.
Yes, send the link out to your friends around the world.
Encourage them all to attend the concert and to give as they can to this fund.
In a world that feels chaotic, we can be a spark of hope and goodness, coming together to make music and to live in solidarity with each other.
We, as a pastoral team, are aware that tensions are running high right now.
And a lot of things kind of come to an intersection on Wednesday.
So we would like to give you the opportunity to come and pray here in the sanctuary if you would like to do that on that day.
The sanctuary will be open for prayers 9:30 to 3:30, and then again in the evening, 6:30 to 8 o'clock.
Use good judgment, and please do your own health screening before you come.
Wear a mask, of course, and be ready to spread out well in the sanctuary as you pray.
There will be prayer guides for those who find that helpful, and Beatitude coloring pages will also be available.
Pastors will be here, ready to pray with you if you want us to.
And please remember that we are in prayer for you, each of you, right now.
We know that God sticks with us, and we pray that God's presence is made very real to you in the week to come.
God was, God is, and God will be.
Thanks be to God.
The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God. Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God. Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God.